This video is not about excuses. This video is about understanding the real reasons of the 2025 season backwardness and why those reasons might be pointing towards return to glory. So Ferrari isn't just another Formula 1 team. It is Formula 1, and when Ferrari have a bad season, the noise is louder, criticism is harsher, and disappointment really feels very heavier. And yes, 2025 season was definitely not the successful season if you judge only by race wins and championship position. But Formula 1 is not a sport where success is always visible immediately. Sometimes the most important work happens when the performance starts going backwards, not forwards. From the start of the 2025 season, Ferrari were great, until the mid-break came. Up to that point, Ferrari were fighting near the front at multiple circuits and were constantly scoring points and were at comfortable second position in the Constructors' Championship. Their qualifying pace was decent at several circuits and the race pace was also respectable until the tyre degradation was under control, and strategically they were trying their best to be in the championship fight. So this tells us something important, that Ferrari started their 2025 season not as a weak team. They were quite good and they were extracting close to the maximum performance of their car. But Formula 1 doesn't reward to the team that extract, it rewards to the team that evolves. And before the mid-break, Charles Leclerc secured a pole position in Hungary and Lewis Hamilton won the sprint race in China and Charles Leclerc secured P2 in Monaco. So it tells us that the car and the drivers both had the potential to deliver. But then came the mid-season break. After the break, the narrative changed, but Ferrari didn't suddenly collapse. Instead of that, what we saw was a gradual decline in their relative performance. Race by race, there was decline in the Ferrari's performance, which made them fall from P2 in Constructors' Championship to P4, which pointed out that their car concept had reached its developmental ceiling, which simply meant that at every stage, the new upgrade would cost more money, more testing time, and will deliver the less performance. And Ferrari then made a crucial decision that they stopped chasing the diminishing returns. To understand the Ferrari strategy properly, you need to understand that how the Formula 1 regulations actually work. So Formula 1 use an aerodynamic testing restriction system, and under this system, the teams that are lower in Constructors' Championship receive more money for wind tunnel and CFD time, and teams at the top receive less developmental time. And that extra testing time is more valuable, especially before the regulation test. And Ferrari knew very clearly that the 2026 Formula 1 season is not the normal season. It brings with it the completely new power unit regulations, new energy developmental rules, new aerodynamic targets, and new car dimensions and weight distribution. So that meant that winning in 2026 would not be about who finished the strongest in 2025. It will be about who prepares the best. So they understood that pushing a limited 2025 car would ideally lead to waste budget cap resources and delay the 2026 development. So instead of forcing performance, Ferrari chose a strategic restraint. And behind the scenes, Ferrari was not just standing still, they were building their technical foundation in the major three areas. The first area was the aerodynamic philosophy, which covered that Ferrari began shifting away from a narrow peak performance setups towards a wider operating window, more stable ground effect behavior, and improved tire consistency over long stints. It was an essential in the current era where small aero instabilities cause massive lap time losses. Coming on to the second area of power unit and packaging focus. The 2026 power units demands a higher electrical efficiency, better thermal management, and tighter packaging for aerodynamic freedom. And Ferrari's engine department has always been strong, but the modern F1 requires perfect integration between chassis and power units. And side by side, 2025 gave Ferrari the opportunities to test cooling layouts, optimize energy developmental strategies, and align engine and aero philosophies early. The third sector was correlation and stimulation accuracy. It's one of the Ferrari's historical weaknesses, but the additional testing time allows Ferraris to improve stimulation accuracy, validate concepts earlier, and reduce failure upgrade cycles. This kind of work doesn't make headlines, but it wins championships. Ferrari are not throwing their seasons away, they are aligning everything towards the success of the new regulation era. And according to the history, 2026 would reward the teams who are willing to accept the short-term pain, and the teams that understood the regulation game, the teams that build the foundation instead of chasing headlines. So besides that, Ferrari stopped pushing a limited concept and chose a controlled performance drop. This was not out of desperation, it was a long-term strategy. Hence this hope becomes history in next Formula 1 season, as the dominant eras in Formula 1 don't begin with much hype. And Ferrari always has the element of luck with themselves, as when last time the new regulations were introduced, Lewis Hamilton was the first driver to win in that era. And this time the new regulations are introduced and Lewis Hamilton is in Ferrari.